welcome back to Adobe Live Day 2. My name is Elle Mitchell. I'm here with Kristine Arth of Lobster Phone.
Hi. Hey, guys.
We had fun yesterday. Kristine was working on designing a kombucha brand and label, and we're going to continue with that today, so it's going to be super fun. Would love for you guys to say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know if this is your first day or if you were with us yesterday. Say hey. And yeah, we'd love to see you guys.
Yeah, say hello.
Hi, Shauna. Hi, Eric.
Hey, Eric, Sue.
Jordan, Tim. Hello.
I always sing to Eric, Sue. I have to. The Mobeast is here.
Yes.
This is good. Hey, guys. Very excited to be here.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Hi, Andrew. My dear studio. Oh,
you're like, I know him.
Cool. Well, I guess today is our last day of our stream, but we can go ahead and pull up what happened earlier today just so you guys can take a look if you want to rewatch anything from earlier today. Yes. No, maybe.
You're like, maybe we'll tell you what's going on today. Maybe we won't.
Maybe we won't. Here we go.
Joke's on you, chat.
Okay. So earlier this morning, there was a Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge with Voodoo Val. We'll be reviewing some of those later. If you want to submit, you can watch the replay of that. And then Tom Parker was live with some really cool adventure photography. And then we had Julian with our XD Daily Creative Challenge. And then we're live now until 2 Pacific time. So make sure you go back and rewatch any of those streams if you're interested, especially the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge, because like I said, Kristine will be reviewing some of those a little bit later, so make sure you submit. The challenge for today is to design a spaceship decal using type tools, wrapping text around the object, and I was watching it earlier, and Voodoo Val was getting crazy with her shapes. She put text in the shape of an emu, like a running emu.
Ooh, cool.
It's really cool. So you guys want to watch it for sure, and make sure you submit because always fun to learn how to use text and play around with that.
Amazing.
Yes, and then as always, we'll have a chance to earn some stickers from Sticker Mule. So if you are in the chat and you're active, in about 30 minutes, you'll have a chance to win 100 free stickers, which is awesome. So make sure you stick around for that.
Yeah, I got a new sticker last night. I put it over my apple because it's pizza and beer.
Pizza.
And I was like, it's really cute.
Yes.
I wish I knew who designed it, but it was at the little pizza shop that I go to.
It's adorable.
Yeah.
I love it.
I was like, this is good. So yeah, you guys can make a sticker like that.
You can make any kind of sticker you want. Yes. I need stickers for mine. So
yeah, yours is very clean.
I'm boring.
Well, it's either clean or not. It's,
yes.
You know, you get one or the other. This is always a thing on the live show.
Yep, that's true. Well, let me go ahead and pull up your website, and if you want to introduce yourself for anyone who doesn't know you or wasn't here yesterday.
That's me.
There you are.
I'm here and there. I started a studio called Lobster Phone, which is just me. And I've been working on really fun brands over the past year and a half. Since I started, I've been really fortunate to create some both recognizable and entertaining brands that I am in love with, and the clients have been wonderful to work with. So, I just launched Love Wellness out of New York. It was Monday, so a few days ago.
Congratulations.
Yeah, super excited about that one. I don't yet have it up on my website, but soon, very soon.
But it's on your Instagram, right?
It is, yeah. It's on my Instagram. So, just the first post for it is on the Instagram. So, custom lettering for that and iconography. So which we'll be doing a little bit of today for a logo icon, but a little bit different mainly because this is for drink packaging and that is for specific products of a portfolio.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, make sure to go follow Kristine on Instagram too. Lobsterphone.co.
Follow me on Lobster Phone. If you want to see personal stuff, it's different. That's Arth Chris.
You can pick and choose.
Totally.
Cool.
So very, very fun. So yesterday I can take you guys through what we were up to yesterday.
Show us your beautiful mood boards.
Yes. So So we're working with an actual real client. They are called Harabucha, and the name comes from Haraguchi, which is the client's last name. And they're creating a kombucha brand from scratch, so therefore they need branding, they need a logo, they need pretty much everything. And I walked you guys through my brand considerations board, and this is something that I'll usually do for myself, but I'll also do a more in-depth version for the client so that they can understand the strategy and reasoning and history behind what it is I'm creating. Therefore, the design has meaning. And it's not just cool, because cool design doesn't sell things. But cool design with meaning does.
Yes.
So, we have our name. The meaning behind the name means belly or one's true nature. So Haraguchi, that's what they had told me is what the background meaning in Japanese is. The tone that they were hoping for is approachable, minimal, and Japanese inspired is something that I added, hence the name. Considerations are possibly brown glass, tall cans, not quite sure yet because they're still looking for bottling and distribution, so that could be changing, so we'll try a little bit of both. And then the flavor profile is organic coconut kombucha. So yeah, I know, it sounds really good.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah. And then I wrote in some copy bites of things that I like to have on hand so I can just, copy paste and play around with the type. And that being happy mind, happy belly, happy taste buds, or taste your true nature, which yesterday I was like, it sounds like taste the rainbow.
Yeah, like
so I'm like,
Skittles.
I don't like that. Yeah. I was like, we're nixing that one. But yes. I also did some due diligence by looking up what Haraguchi kombucha would be, translating that from English into Japanese. So if we were to show Japanese characters, this is what it would translate to. So Harabucha would be Haraguchi kombucha. And it looks beautiful. I can't read Japanese characters, but I trust that Google is telling me the right thing, even though I probably shouldn't. So
You'd probably want to double check later.
Yeah,
sure.
I'll double check. Yeah, I'll definitely check with the client.
Yes.
So I would say that's my brand considerations board. I also went into yesterday I showed some early sketches. So I had done some of these sketches and then also started to look at what they would look like if I were to illustrate them. I also looked at things that I wanted to, what I should say is I liked the idea of this because it looks like a belly with a belly button. And this one was more about the enlightenment and being your true self and, very specifically that style. So I might end up doing some of these later today in the chat just because why not? Chat, you can tell me if you think that anything is worth it.
Yeah.
And then things that I don't want to do. So this is something that I wanted to make sure and look at because I'm like, well, when I looked up Japanese typography, I was like, okay, I don't want it to look like, generic, and there's nothing wrong with it, but that's what I felt for this specifically. I don't want it to look like this. And I also want to make sure not to recreate something that is very popular in consideration to what Japanese brands are that are loved and known. So then I went over to my type board, and this is some of my typography, mood, inspiration, things that I had found that I'm really interested in looking towards as inspiration. A couple of these fonts I had talked about yesterday, Pangram Studio, Anthony James did Kenjo and Omega, and then Kushiki did Kushiki Sans. And this is just a general stock standard font for Japanese characters. But I chose these because I liked the thin and thick that related to what I was creating. So I also was looking at inspiration from anything that was pre-1950, mainly because that means that it has heritage, it's something that is not designed, and I'm not looking at current designers for my inspiration because that's not necessarily inspiring to me. I love their work, I love seeing what people are doing, but that's not where I want to draw my attention to. It's more what's been done in the past that is more artistic. And more considered art versus design. And so I looked at Laszlo, I looked at Henri Matisse, I looked at some of the 1940s and 50s prints, the risograph matchbooks. So these are all vintage, and they all have a very simplistic look and feel to them. Oh, you know what? I forgot my risograph book again.
No.
Shoot.
Maybe you can post it on your Instagram.
Yeah,
stories.
I will. I'll post it on my stories because I
Okay.
brought like the most. Oh man, I got the best. I won't talk it up because I don't have it, but it's a great risograph book.
We'll look forward to seeing it on your
I
stories
was like,
later.
shoot, I did it again.
Aw.
So anyways, I looked at these mainly for color, for simplicity, for the texture, and then I put together a color and texture board because what I really liked is what was happening in here with this like posterized texture, even though it's probably manipulated. And then these simple characters and how fun they are, I really thought they were cute and just lovely.
Yes.
And then for risograph printing, I pulled this just so that we could look at colors. These are colors that would exist for Riso ink. And I wanted to make sure that we were, doing right by what was available to us. And also you can see if I pull this down here, and I'm gonna just mask this out as to not confuse us with some of those pinks. Okay, so when we look at the Riso palette, you can see that, when you're looking at some of these original prints, they only use the risograph colors, mainly because that's all that was available to them. It's similar to art history and painting. When you look at specific period pieces, the paints that were available at the time are the paints that show up or the colors that show up in that painting.
Right.
So if it's Renaissance, you're not gonna get like wild purples, whereas if it's, I guess for a different time period, maybe British, you would, because they had that in their color palette and in their toolbox of what they could actually use. So I want to be consistent with that and only use colors that were around at that time. Okay.
Someone was asking, how long does it typically take you to do this research and put together these kinds of mood boards?
It really depends. I mean, sometimes you can find what you're looking for, and again, that's kind of a subjective thing. Like what I was looking for specifically was not difficult to find, but it took me a while, maybe, a few hours depending on how deep I go and how, elaborate or intense the strategy, design strategy or research needs to be. It could be a few days.
Yeah.
Maybe even a week. It
Sure.
really depends. But yeah, this took me a couple hours. So, just putting all of this together and making sure that it looks nice and neat because I like it too. So the last thing that I did was look at competitive. So in category, I wanted to make sure that when we're looking at other kombucha, that we know what exists. Whether it's popular or not, I want to know. And some of these are very popular because they just have a really great brand presence and they're being marketed, so we know about them. We tried a couple yesterday on the show.
Yes.
We're gonna try another one today.
So good.
But actually, if I zoom back out, you can see from left to right, there's this softer palette that we're noticing is pretty popular, and we talked a little bit about color trends yesterday. The color trends here, and they're matching like the flavor of the liquid to the color, as well as the soft pastel feel. It's just very popular right now. There's also, this very illustrative, fruity, forward kind of look and feel. And then this one is a little more clean with type-based, as well as some illustration that's more bespoke. And then if we go to the far right, this is more like out of category look where it's taking and borrowing inspiration from, I would say, cosmetics and beer industry, as well as fashion, to look at both the color palette and the expression, which is really simplified and minimal. I do quite like this aesthetically, mainly personally, but I'm not quite sure if it says enough about what the product is or not. It's very subjective. I think all of these are probably very tasty because they're kombucha.
Yes.
But it's really, I would say food and beverage in general is really subjective. So it's personal tastes, what you grew up with, what you're interested in, what sparks your taste buds to think that could be something very exciting. So it's very, here nor there. It's more of, does this apply to the vision of my client? And, is this have the right representation of the flavor profile? And, you know, does the palette feel consistent with what I'm trying to convey? So then I looked at things that I found in Japanese culture that exist that are drinks and, you know, other food sources that have character to them.
So cute.
And yeah, because I don't want it to be too, like, you know, childish, but I also want this Japanese, you know, like, I guess this style of illustration to come to life.
Right.
And I think that there's a lot of sweetness in it. And I think these are really fun, even though he looks like he's holding a gun. It's a little fish. I was like, that's a fish, not a gun.
He looks so sassy.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of their characters are very sweet. They are very simplistic and also just simplified in their direction. Even their, you know, way that they're creating a flower, it's very less is more. I love these Yakult little probiotic animals. Yes. They're super funny. You know, and just looking at how they're differentiating flavor profile. You know, the colors, again, are very consistent to risograph colors, whereas you know that they have the ability to use any color they want now in digital printing. So I find it interesting that they're still looking, not they, but that even with printing capabilities today, a lot of these colors are still derived Japanese color palette from the original risograph. And these are all new products that are out there right now. So I thought that was interesting, and I also really liked the idea that they're sticking to their heritage with their design, even up to date to right now. So yeah, after that, I guess let's see, I had a bunch of, I had type mood inspiration, which I shared. Yeah, so then we hopped into design. Yesterday I looked at creating Kombucha, so all just with standard characters that I'd created based on outlines. So if I wanted to turn those off, it would be kind of crazy. And then we left off at the very end of yesterday with a start to the design, and we were starting to draw some of these happy minds, bellies, and taste buds that I was writing about. So yeah, very excited.
So fun.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be continuing on doing this, and yeah, you guys let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any suggestions, and then I'm gonna do a couple other options as well.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions too, feel free to ask. Daniel says, I love how unique all the characters are. So much personality comes through the illustration, and it's not picture perfect.
Totally.
It's very true. Kind of sketched.
So I'm gonna I changed this. I created this is the one thing I did last night, just so that you guys know. I created 3 more bottles together.
There you
go.
So
that was the only thing I did. I want to make sure you guys know that I wasn't like creating when I got home. So you're literally gonna see me make mistakes and like fully create in front of you. So, you know, like nothing's perfect, nothing's right, and there's a lot of things that are wrong, and I'll do them. But you know, we have to get there.
Yes.
So actually, what I'm gonna do is just keep this very simplified version here.
Okay.
And what I want to do is go back to creating.
Belly.
Yeah, just something really simple. Happy mind, happy belly, happy taste buds. Yeah.
We have about 10 minutes till chat and win, so make sure you're in the chat. You'll have a chance to win some stickers from Sticker Mule.
So let's see. I'm just gonna look at. So yeah.
Was that copy, the happy mind, happy belly, happy taste buds? Did you come up with that, or did?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you typically come up with copy, or does the client?
I do end up writing a lot of copy.
Yeah.
I just find that it comes naturally for me when I'm working.
Yeah.
So I will, you know, while I'm thinking about the brand itself, I'm like, oh, that just makes sense for what I'm creating.
Sure.
And a lot of times the clients will end up using it. You know, like obviously I'm not a professional copywriter, but I have to say that I've written a lot of professional copy. So I'm like, I'm not a copywriter, but I can write copy for you. It's just, do you like my style? Because it's not changing.
Yeah.
I was like, this is how I write.
That type on a path tool that you just used,
yes.
That was what Voodoo Val was demoing earlier, but in Photoshop.
Ooh. Oh,
so
yeah.
that fits so well with the challenge.
Nice.
So
get it, guys.
there you go. Here's an example, a real life example of how you could use it.
Yeah.
But in Illustrator.
Exactly. So yeah, type on a path is always fun. You just create any sort of path using either a line or a shape.
Yes.
And you can click right on it and go.
Mix it into the shape. That's how that emu I was talking about earlier, that's how.
That emu? You're like, you know, the emu I was talking about?
The type-shaped emu.
Type-shaped
You just
emu.
have to go back and watch it. If you missed it, it was great. And then Christoph is asking if we can explain again what kombucha is.
Oh yeah,
I forget that people don't always know.
Yeah, we've got to like get the kombucha. I mean,
we got to get in the zone.
We got to get in the zone.
Okay.
So let's just get in the zone. I brought in fresh mint kombucha. So it's technically fermented tea leaves. And it's probiotic.
It's really good for your gut.
Handmade. Yeah, very good for your gut. We're going to have such good guts today.
Yeah.
Our guts are so good.
Our digestive health is good.
There you go. Yeah, our digestive health. Yeah, if you guys were only here and you could see what it looks like. Oh my God, who said light mode barf?
Oh my goodness.
Hey, light mode's the best.
We had this discussion yesterday too.
It's where it's at.
It's beautiful.
So anyways, it's pretty simple. It's just bacteria.
Yeah.
We're drinking bacteria.
There you go.
Here's to us.
Here we go.
Yeah,
cheers.
That's so good.
I like this one's mint.
Yeah, fresh mint.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice, actually.
It tastes like
I was like,
carbonated like mint tea.
I didn't sound very believable. I was like, that's
so good.
so good. I was like, I love it.
Wow.
Paco's in the back being like, you do not. You'd be like, you're right, I
It's
don't.
actually very good. Monora's asking, how do you deal with perfectionism and a deadline when you're working on projects? That's
I would say, and deadlines, if your client is your best advocate, because whatever you present to them, it's not final no matter what.
Sure.
You're going to be finessing it, so I say keep finessing it, know that it's not final, and even when you present it to them, it shouldn't be presented as though it's final. I think you're always trying to understand better how to make it closer to, not perfection, but closer to what the vision is. So I'd present it knowing that, and then when you're sharing that, you have the room for, I guess, more revisions, which is great.
Yeah.
I would take it like that. Let's see. Okay, so happy mind, happy belly, happy taste buds.
Andrew said don't forget the banana trick.
Oh yeah, so I did. I pulled this out as a note so that it was out of my notes. Bananas. Okay. So if you go to, if you're in Photoshop.
In Photoshop, not in Illustrator.
Yeah, if you're in Photoshop. So since I have a banana, I'm not sure if it's gonna work, but if you go to Photoshop and you click edit, wait, what was that? Edit toolbar, shift, and then done. So file, edit, you go to toolbar, and then while you say done, you hold down shift.
Okay.
And then a banana should appear, which mine is already there.
And what does it do?
It just puts a banana on your screen. The
so
banana
it's
does
not
nothing.
actually a tool that you can use.
No.
Oh, I wish it was.
No.
How fun would that be?
Yeah, it's edit toolbar tool.
Got it. Okay.
So it's pretty great.
Love it.
So now you can all rewatch that and have your banana.
We can all have matching bananas.
That's right. I was like, edit toolbar? Okay, shift, done.
Shift, done. Banana juice.
Yeah.
Banana kombucha, that would be weird.
That would be weird. I mean, I'd try it. Banana juice is good. Yeah, this is bananas. B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Okay, so organic kombucha. So one of the things I want to do is bring this out because I have a feeling in the future they might do other flavors.
Do you want to emphasize that?
Yeah. Let's see.
Warren's asking, how do you build your confidence as a designer?
Oh, with experience. I mean, the more experience, the better you'll understand yourself. So I would say that is, that was an easy one. Thanks, Lauren.
And then Adam's asking, what's the story behind the name Lobster Phone?
Oh, Salvador Dali. I'm a big fan of surrealism work,
Yes.
and he would always say that to really understand him, you have to know what he wants, not what he's asking for. So I find that it's really similar in branding. That clients they know what they want, but it's not always the same as what they're asking for.
Sure.
So I try to visualize what they want. Yeah. Organic kombucha. Let's see.
Great questions, guys. Thank you for
Yeah,
asking
guys.
them, participating in the chat. Just a few more minutes until chat and win.
Wow, it's
I
really,
know, it goes
I'm
by
gonna go in here
so
and
fast.
do a little self-kerning. It's a little tight.
What keys are you using to do that?
I have set my keys up so that it's Option Command arrow right or left.
And that was custom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although it isn't custom, it's actually the way that you do it, but I customize mine to be very incremental.
Got it.
So that I can really
very
get in there.
fine-tuned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this is just eyeballing left. Okay. And I think that I would probably...
Yeah.
kind of want this one to be extremely minimal.
I like it. I like just the black and on that light colored bottle. It's
Yeah, it can be
pretty.
fun.
Yeah.
Fun and minimal.
Yeah.
I moved some of my palettes around the other day, so I'm like, oh, where's all my stuff?
Where is everything?
Yeah. This doesn't really work for me here. Okay. There's something about the thinness of that is just not working. And then I think with this one too, it should be Fuji. Yeah. Overall. Okay. So, if I change all of this to Fuji, which nicely matches bits of my Harabucha that was custom made,
Right.
this feels a little bit better. But I don't want it to get too tiny because it won't print well. And
It almost looks like hair.
Yeah, it
on
kind of
its
does.
Head and a little bit
Yeah.
head. It's cute.
I'm wondering.
Oh yeah, Shauna's just said that too. Happy Mind looks like hair on the little head.
Yeah, it does.
It's very
Happy
cute.
Mind, belly, taste buds. I think I like it with the dots better.
I like the dots.
Oop. And I'm wondering if I want space or not. I'm just looking at aesthetics right now. Happy Mind, belly, taste buds. Okay.
Jonathan says, so far this design's looking simple and minimal, but it's time for some color.
Nice. Okay, Jonathan, we've got this. All right, let's get over here then.
Oh, actually, before that, it's time for chat and win.
Oh, yeah.
And then we'll get into color.
Okay, what's your favorite color?
Okay, tell us your favorite color. What should we use in the design? We'll be right back.
All right, favorite
Welcome
color.
back. Oh, I'm excited to hear your guys' favorite colors and who's going to win our stickers from Sticker Mule.
Ooh, yeah, I'm excited too because whoever wins has to send me a custom sticker.
Yes. Oh, I want a custom sticker.
They have to send both of us custom
Okay,
stickers.
Lots
yeah.
of stickers. Whoa, it's going so fast. Purple, rainbow, coral red, blue.
Ooh, wine red.
Wine.
Ooh.
Ooh, wine red would be
Yes,
pretty on
Eve
that
Klein
label.
blue.
Blue.
Yes.
Magenta, cyan, mauve. Oh, I love
Olive green. I've got some like.
Wine.
What about this color? This
Ooh,
like you know.
What is this? Is it like ochre? Is that
Ochre.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's ochre.
Do I know my colors?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's ochre, or it's like Carhartt pant.
Yeah. Should match the flavor. Oh, send us both stickers. Thanks, Jimmy.
Yes. Good.
Just make me win. I
wish
we could.
We all want to win.
We're trying.
I want to win. I want
Black.
Vanta Black. Ooh, Massimiliano. That is my favorite.
Ooh, Andrew.
Oh, you won. Cool.
Congratulations. You'll get a message on Behance about how you can redeem your stickers. And yeah, would love to see what you make.
Nice. Yes. Tell us.
Cool. Black to match my soul.
Send it to
yes.
us.
Okay. Thank you for the reminder. If you did not win, you can go to stickermule.com/AdobeLive20 and you can get 10 stickers for $1. So even if you didn't win, you can still get stickers and play around.
Yeah.
Make something.
Losers are still winners.
Yes. Everyone's a winner here.
I always like that. At Adobe, losers are still winners.
We all win. And we have about an hour until design feedback. So make sure that you watch the replay from the demo this morning. If you missed it, jump into Photoshop and play around with type and then show us your designs. We'd love to see. I feel like it goes very well with what you're doing today with type. So
Totally.
It's perfect.
Totally. Let's
So
do
fun.
it. Okay, so
Behance
Harabucha.
blue.
Behance blue. So good.
Wow.
So yeah, we're just gonna have some kombucha and we're just enjoying everything. We even got Paco's gonna come in and get
share
some.
with Paco.
Can I pour you
so
some? I know
great.
it's so good.
Is it like sake where you somebody
Yeah.
else needs to pour it
Yes,
for you?
that's right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Kombucha.
So good. It's so refreshing,
like this
right? Yeah.
It's so light.
I can't wait. Okay, so yesterday I was starting to play with these where I'm saying happy mind, happy belly, happy taste buds. So this is my belly. Let's go back in and we'll pick up where we left off. I'm gonna mask these out. So I have my taste buds. I'm going to group those. I'm going to combine them. And then I'm also just gonna throw this guy over here just for keeping. And then I'm gonna mask that out. So these were going to be enlightenment.
Like a idea.
Yeah.
Or like a,
Yeah, like idea enlightenment.
Yeah, like your mind is working.
Totally. So I'm gonna, and yeah, that's not the color, but.
Oh, everyone's saying hi to Paco.
Aw. So good. So again, we're gonna go back to our color palette. And one thing I might do just so that I can keep these all in mind is create
Little swatches for yourself. Yes.
So we'll just eyedrop these. Oop, wait, there we go.
Wow.
Super fun.
And you're just pressing Option and dragging, right? To drag this little square over. Duplicate it.
Exactly. And then I'm gonna make these smaller. Get these guys over here, and then got our blue, gray blue, beauty
I actually
blue.
like those blues are really nice.
Yeah, me too.
So pretty.
Very, very. Okay, so we have our palette, and what I'm gonna do is go into swatches, and I'm going to create a new select swatch group. So color group, I'm gonna call these Riso.
Nice.
Create from selected artwork, convert to process global. I'm just gonna include 2 swatches for tints. Okay. So now I have them in there. I'm also going to go in and delete all my other swatches because I don't wanna mess that up. Yes, yes. So now all I have are my Risos in here. Now I can delete this and now I've got these. So let's see. This is nice. I'm gonna make sure to make that the right red and make that the right. Oh, one thing that we can do, which is also good, is so if I create these instead of, I'm gonna delete these really quick. So one thing that's nice is if you create a folder of these, Riso Global. So now these will have this little corner dash. And what that means is if I were to, like right now, I can't use this as a percentage or a tint, but if I wanted to click on this, now I can. So now I can go down and make this just a percentage of the full color. So here is where the opacity would be, or the fill amount. So now, If I wanted to say I only want it to be 50% yellow, just like Riso, then I could. So that's pretty fun.
Do you work with kind of any type of company, or do you have specific categories of companies that you work with? Like,
usually product related. Most of my clients are product related. I rarely do service. But I've done quite a bit of service in the past. I'm like, I rarely do that, but I've done a lot of it.
But I've done it.
Yeah, I would say that.
So you prefer to work with products?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I really like the tangible good of something and being able to bring that to life. Also working in conjunction with other designers because they're the ones creating the product.
Sure.
So it's a nice combination of people to work with.
That's cool.
Yeah. All right. So these, let's see, we're gonna do some, darken, because this is what it would look like versus multiplying. So
Cute.
happy mind.
Like a little mohawk.
Maybe I will do multiply. Let's see. Yeah. Happy mind, happy belly, happy taste buds. Yeah, it's kind of fun.
It's very cute. I really like it.
So in the essence of creating something that's like Japanese feeling,
character-ish.
yeah, but also has personality.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that these, and yeah, maybe even flipping this. Nope, weirdly, that feels odd. I think it's unbalanced, so what I want to do is get in here and make sure that there's balance. This, however, I feel should be flipped. And not all of it should be overlapped. This also feels like it's missing one to me.
Yeah.
So
See that?
just create one more. And I'm going to combine that shape. I'm also gonna ungroup these and then make sure that they're all getting a little bit bigger at the end. That one felt strange because did you see how it was heavy at the bottom?
And all the other ones were heavy at the top.
Exactly.
Or bigger at the top.
Yep. So this helps to give it some semblance. Even though I'm not necessarily looking for perfection here, I'm looking for artistry.
Sure.
So whatever feels right is more important than what's perfect. And that feels right to me. Okay, and I like that these are overlapping. It's a funny little belly, smiling at a tongue with taste buds.
I love the little taste buds.
I know, they're pretty
They're really
cute. He's like,
cute.
"Mwah." I was like, okay, weirdly enough, I'm gonna tell you something really weird, but when I was in Bali, I saw this Ayurvedic healer, and he's like, you should scrape your tongue with a tongue scraper. So I bought this tongue scraper because it's good for your taste buds. He's like, you're gonna be able to taste things more, and I'm like, oh, I'm already a super taster. This is amazing.
I guess that makes sense, huh? It's kind of like
so
you
now I have
brush
like
your tongue
a very
and then-
clean tongue, but
Wow.
but you can like see your taste buds more, and I was like, oh. I was like, this is amazing. So now I'm just like, I like taste buds. They're so cute. They are. They're like honestly cute to look at. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cute.
There you go.
Yeah. So I'm gonna make the belly a little smaller. It felt a little bit fat. Okay, in proportion to each other. This is kind of fun.
I love it.
Okay, so
Beautiful.
let's see what this looks like. I'm just gonna throw some things back here and start to play. But first, remember when we had our Riso, where was that? Oh, from yesterday. Hold on, in my links. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so I created this yesterday based on some Riso that I had.
Jessie says, my dentist gives a free brush and tongue scraper each visit.
That's so cool.
You got a great dentist.
I didn't even know what a tongue scraper was, so you're like definitely on the up and up. Y'all are gonna get tongue scrapers now and be like, yeah, it's a thing.
Taylor's asking, are there any legal distinctions that need to be on kombucha packaging?
Yeah,
Definitely
probably.
something to think about.
I was like, that's why we got our competitive, so that we could look at it. I
We
think,
were looking at the copy
you
on
know,
them.
legally you have to say things like probiotics, filtered, you know, like unpasteurized. So
I think some of them have more alcohol than others.
Yeah.
It's a very small amount, but some of them it's enough that it has to say, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, totally.
But I think it depends on the brand.
Okay, not that, just that.
A singing belly. It does kind of look
Singing
like
belly.
singing, the tongue and the
Totally.
little music waves.
It's super cute. Okay, I'm gonna duplicate and no. So I think with this pattern it's too much for me. I'm just going to make it even tinier. And then...
And this is a texture that you...
Yeah.
This one that you scanned in?
Yeah.
Okay. You scanned in a bunch of your own textures.
Oh, no. Sorry.
Or you brought this one
Yeah. Yeah. I brought this one in from a Riso scan.
Got it. Okay.
So yeah, it was scanned, but it's also now in Photoshop so I can like play around with it.
Yeah.
Okay. So with this one, I am going to
Does using opacity or transparencies like multiply affect printing? And how do you fix that if it does?
Yeah, it does affect printing. And I think the way to look at that is mainly like you have to see things on press and you have to be there so that if you need to manipulate your file then you can.
Right.
So, I mean, there's no good way around that. You really just have to be on site. What I'm doing right now is like faking the look and feel through Photoshop because we aren't going to probably print risograph because Riso is only on paper. So therefore, I want it to appear like risograph, but I also want to silkscreen onto or digitally print a clear label onto the bottle. So yeah, it could be used that way. So that's how I'm trying to create this faux Riso look. But we could print it as Riso, and that would be amazing.
Yeah.
And then we would do a paper label. So that might be something that I look at doing here as well.
Sure.
Which could be cool. So let's see.
If you are looking for Discord to submit your files for the challenge, you can get all of that right above the chat. There's a challenge tab. If you just click on that, that will be the starter file, and you have a link to submit to the challenge there. So if you're looking for that, that's where it is. We have about 45 minutes until Kristine will go over some of those, so make sure you submit and show us your type.
Okay, so for this one, I think like, yes, there's obviously a version where this is the hero and this is Harabucha. So let's take a look at what that would be like. Okay.
Oh, Marissa's asking, when will Harabucha hit the shelves?
Oh gosh, I don't know, Marissa. That's a great question. Maybe my client is also in the chat today because I had talked to her this morning. And I was like, hey, it was like, you don't need to watch today, but you can watch the replay. And she's like, I'm so excited. So she really liked, it's a couple. She really liked the direction that it's going in. So I was very pleased with that. She was
Probably
like, this
fun
is
for them
awesome.
to see the process too, because they never get to see that really.
Totally. I mean, it's not very common that you get to watch your designer work.
Right. No, usually you don't really want that.
No, you're like, I'm good, thanks. Yeah.
Someone looking over your shoulder.
Totally. So to limit colors here, I might try just a 3-color approach with these.
I love that orange.
Yeah, it's
really
pretty nice, right?
It's
And I'm going to do some overlap. So
Behance Bucha with a dash of CMYK.
Yeah, right? Okay.
Yeah, Daniel says, I really need to become more familiar with printing techniques. Imagining how it's going to print while you design is honestly so helpful.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, Lupan is asking, what's the shortcut key to add the dot between letters? I think like how you have
option 8.
Option 8.
It's just it's a glyph underneath your type. And just to give you guys some glyph knowledge, if you go into type, go down to glyphs, you can open up for any font. and see what are all the glyphs that are available to you.
Right, because
So,
not all fonts have
nope.
all those options.
So, and some of them have hidden extra options. So like if we
Sure.
want to go in here, you could say, oh, let's double click that and replace it. Let's add this. What about that character? You know, like, and then you can see what is all available to you, but that is a interim bullet. It's a single bullet. I can't remember the technical name of it, but that is where it's at.
Perfect.
So yeah, you can also highlight this and see alternates for the current selection. So there's no alternates for this B in this font, but in other fonts there could be.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna do multiply. I'm also gonna multiply that.
Oh, this one is so cute.
Yeah, we've got some friendliness to this. Oh, hey, we've got some visitors in the studio right now, and they're super cool. Picho in the house. You want to like come over and say hey? It's so good. Last time I saw you were wearing my fur coat.
Yeah. Hi,
Hey
everyone.
guys, Picho's here.
I'll come back soon.
Yeah, come back
Aw.
soon. Oh, so good. Always love seeing Adobe guests and Adobe people in the house. Okay, so I'm just centering this a little bit more than where it was before, and gonna lock that back down. I feel like this, yeah, maybe a little bit more. So I think I'm gonna play with this a little bit more and maybe do another version of this.
I love this. Jordan says loving the designs. Me
Great.
too.
Yeah, me too. They're pretty
Me
fun.
too.
I'm feeling good about this. Okay,
Very
so
cute.
I want to make sure that I keep my illustrations as is in vector below them, just so that I can make sure, because this right now is a Photoshop file.
Sure.
It's still got smart objects in it, but I want to just, you know, just for my own sake, keep it down here so that I can alter it and not worry about losing it. I do that a lot.
That's
in my
very
artboards.
smart.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, thank you.
Oh, I love the texture on the hero, says
Okay, so.
Jose.
Oh yeah, texture's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, Kombucha. Okay, we've got that. I'm just gonna throw this down here too. That's an alternate. Still not loving this. I think it's just fine without it. You know, it's one of those Coco Chanel things where I'm like, oh, take a
Sure.
look back at it and
Yeah,
remove one thing.
something.
Yeah. So I
You
think
mentioned
we just
yesterday putting it on the cap. to
Yeah,
put into, which
totally.
could be cute.
actually, you know what? That's what we're gonna do. In our background, I'm gonna create some cap tops.
Okay.
Just because we can.
Ooh, Eduardo says hello from south of Brazil.
Oh, hello, Eduardo.
Wow.
Nice to
Sounds
have
like
you
a fun
here.
place to be.
Okay, so that looks about right. I'm gonna copy, by doing Shift and Option, I'm gonna copy this over, and then by saying Command D, I'm gonna duplicate
There you
that
go.
into the same spot above this. So now I'm gonna lock those.
Jonna says, what? That middle bottle is so good.
Thanks. Glad you approve.
I love it.
So I'm gonna lock those, and then,
I like that. I just noticed this too. The belly also looks like a coconut.
yeah, totally.
You know?
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of our original where we were like, oh, we'll make a coconut, but then I
Uh-huh.
didn't really think about the belly being the coconut. That's kind of good.
The belly could be
Yeah.
a coconut too.
The belly
there you
coconut.
go. Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right, so now that this is gonna be a cap, I'm gonna make it fully rounded. I mean, fully all the way around. Add another one of those dots in there. And then I'm going to take those down.
Daniel says, Kristine, I actually like the personality of the smiley face sketch you did. Ties back to the other drink labels you had in your mood board.
Oh, thanks.
It's true.
Cool.
Cute.
So maybe I'll do this so that, you know, the nice thing about writing the text is sometimes if the client's going to give you that that autonomy to do so, you can make things really work for your design.
Sure.
So, you know, you can also explain to them that, you know, type has so much to do with layout in what you're
Right, yeah.
creating. Where, you know, if I were to just say belly, taste buds, and mind, it might not fit as nicely here
Sure.
as if I am to say happy, happy, happy. So now I'm allowing my design to take up a little bit more space. Actually, always fun to do that upside down. Adding a little bit of space here. And then I'm just gonna turn this so that belly is at the top. Maybe I'll make it uneven. Maybe taste buds will be at the top. It's kind of fun. Okay, so I'm gonna expand this. Oh, that didn't work. I'm going to expand just that. Yeah, fill and stroke, only those.
There you go.
I'm gonna group those. I'm gonna merge them in Pathfinder and then group all of this together. Once it's grouped, I'm gonna make sure that it's all the same color. And that, maybe I will change just to white. Add that to the top. I'm still not loving it, but you know, it doesn't really connect to me.
Yeah.
And I also just don't like the type. So there we go. Sometimes it is just simplicity.
Yeah, yeah.
And what I would do is probably bring this in for eyes.
Oh, that's fun.
So it's Harabucha Kombucha.
There you go.
Might be a little small when we print, but we're just gonna.
Dia says Harabucha in Hindi translates to green child.
Oh, how interesting.
That's interesting.
Shrek. Funny.
Shrek. Oh my goodness.
See, so even looking at this already, it's starting to become much more simple, and I think that's a good thing. So now we can make that bigger. It has this quality to it that makes it feel like eyes. It's got the belly. It's got a bit of that smile.
Oh, Voodoo Val says I think the logo on the cap would look good as a slight gold, like the bottle color.
Very true.
Yes.
I didn't even look at that because I want to stick with those Rizo colors, but I think we could go a bit lighter.
Yeah.
So 50%.
That does feel more cohesive than the white was kind of like
very nice.
very white, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So I know we're gonna go back to this one. We still have an hour, don't worry. But now that I'm playing with this one, I'm seeing things that I'm like, huh, okay, maybe the connection there is what was missing here. So I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna throw this out real quick. This
Simple yet impactful, says
This
Anthony.
is where it's at. It goes right. Okay. So if we were to look at this, maybe I get rid of this.
Add them
And
down
this
there.
becomes something that's in here. Not loving that yet, but
Eduardo's asking what school you went to learn design.
I went to Columbia in Chicago, and I also went to Type Paris for a typography intensive, which is similar.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great. Okay, do I want this above? Yeah. So now I'm starting to see.
There you go. So you just had to lose the circle.
Yeah.
Basically.
Pretty much. Had to
Yeah.
lose it. So
Yeah.
sometimes just looking at these and then separating them too really starts to help. And this is the simplicity
So you
that I
can't
was
be
hoping
too
for.
married to an idea.
No,
You
like I
know?
liked the idea of the belly.
Yeah.
And I
but when you
wanted a
hold on
belly
to it
button
too
that was
tightly
happy.
sometimes, Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
doesn't
like
work.
you just kind of want to play around and, you know, have fun.
Yeah.
It's really about having fun. If you're excited yourself, then you're like, oh, your excitement is
It's gonna come through.
contagious. Yeah.
Daniel says when you answer the Lobster Phone, it gives you special powers to be a design genius.
Totally. I have another video where I actually am answering a phone.
That's amazing.
Maybe I'll show you guys
Ooh.
some of my videos later.
I would love to see your videos.
Yeah, I haven't yet launched them to the public, so this
Ooh.
could be like a
Special sneak.
I'm sure my PR guy is gonna be like, "What did you do?" And I'm gonna be like, "Yes, so I did that."
Yeah,
thing."
so it's fine. Don't worry about
It's
it.
totally fine.
It's great.
It's fine.
Whatever.
Totally. And he's gonna be like, "Oh, so great."
Yeah.
And have I ever done anything he said?
Uh,
Kinda. Yeah. Okay, I made that a little larger. Smaller? Larger? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh yeah,
So-
Marissa says the circle made it look like an eye, and now it looks more like a belly button.
Totally.
So,
I'm just gonna give
there
this
you
a
go.
little space. It's so cute now. I'm really
adorable.
liking it. Okay. So these I also want to bring on the top. Doop-de-doo.
Oh, cute.
So right now they're multiplied, so I'll take them back to normal. And one thing that we can do is select this shape and just the outline shape of these two. I'm gonna copy them.
Okay.
I'm gonna paste them over it, and then I'm going to use this tool here to just create the interior overlap shape. And what I'm gonna do there is put a different color, just so that you can see that
So it gives the appearance of
Yes.
multiply when it's
exactly,
It's
because
not.
this would technically be a sticker here,
Sure.
so we wouldn't actually be able to. And we could even make it lighter for more, or we could go to brown. I kind of liked the orange as is. Okay, so now I'll group those back together, and this can be our cap.
Doreena's asking, how did you make the bottle design? Did you take photos of these? Are they mock-ups?
Oh, they're mock-ups. Yeah, I had looked for clear glass juice kombucha bottles. I mean, nothing kombucha came up, but clear glass bottle came up.
Yeah.
And then putting in a filter. We showed yesterday, if you want to watch that YouTube, how to change
Yes.
the bottle color.
They were dark brown, right? Originally,
Yeah.
and then she
Actually, they were
lightened them.
clear.
Oh, and then
when
you
I got
made them
them,
dark
I made them
brown.
dark brown so
then
that
you
it would
lightened
match the
them.
dark brown glass. Yeah, and
Got
then I
it.
went through and I was like, well, they might or might not. I mean, I guess I wanted to make them lighter because my recommendation for them is going to be using clear glass, and this would be the color of the kombucha.
Sure.
So actually, if we were to go in there, I mean, I'll take a second and show you guys. Actually, I'm gonna save my file first.
And you can find mock-ups like that in Adobe stock or so many places online.
Okay, so I'm gonna edit the bottle mock-up because now that I noticed this, it wouldn't be this color bottle, and that's kind of confusing. So what I had done is see how this is clear glass.
Right.
So I'm gonna go through and undo this part, which would be the liquid part.
Sure.
But actually, before I do that, I'm gonna take it to 50% because there would still be some residual,
Some
like,
reflection kind
yeah,
of from
exactly.
the color of the, yeah.
It wouldn't be totally clear, but it might be totally clear up here. I'm also gonna make sure that this is not too hard. All right, so that
Nice.
feels a little bit
Yeah, that
more
feels real.
realistic. Yeah. And just because I don't feel like reduping everything, I'm just gonna do the same thing over here, but in a less exact way. And then same thing with this one.
David's asking if you typically work on a laptop like this, or do you use a monitor?
Actually, I always use a laptop.
Yeah.
I kind of became a laptop for life person
Sure.
when I started Lobster Phone because I was really nomadic. I mean, I still pretty much am. I've designed things on the back of a truck, on a plane, in a bus, as a passenger, in a train. I mean, it really depends on where I'm at. So I've trained myself to be content
Portable.
with my
Yeah.
laptop screen.
Yeah.
Yes. I did used to have a monitor. I think I was talking to one of my friends the other day how over my career, I think I've like declined as far as like the amount of importance my desk space and like
Right.
window and office presence has become.
Yeah.
Because I remember being like a junior designer and having like a really big office, weirdly, and a great view
Yeah.
of Michigan Avenue in Chicago. And then every year as I got
It's getting,
promoted,
like, less and
yeah,
less.
like I would get promoted and I would learn more, and my like office space would get like tinier, and then like there'd be no window, and then I'd be inside, and then I'd be sharing a desk, and then, you know, it's like you get demoted.
Just prepping you for where you're supposed to be.
Totally. Which, yeah, I mean, it's kind of funny. It's comical to me.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, it really doesn't matter where your desk is.
Right.
Or, you know, that's not the important thing. And I think that humbly taught me that over time, where I'm like, none of that matters.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you start to really realize that none of that matters.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm going to go back to Fuji for this one.
Okay.
I think this feels right. But I remember I had to fix the leading and kerning. Okay. And a little bit more space.
Hi, Sama. If you are just joining us, Kristine Arth from Lobster Phone is designing some kombucha labels right now for a real client. So yeah, feel free to ask questions if you have anything you're wondering about, and also make sure to submit to our Daily Creative Challenge. Have about 30 minutes before review.
Well, let's see. So some of these layers, I just want to check out something here because I'm not loving the placement of where these little guys are. So I think I would actually delete a couple of these.
Okay.
Just so that it's not obscuring the type
behind
so
the
much.
text, yeah. Voodoo Val says it's looking really good.
And then I'm gonna bring these over a little bit so it's only like a little bit of enlightenment on one side. I think this also, weird.
Okay. Good thing you saved.
Oh, artwork. Oh, turn data recovery on. Oh, let's go to preferences and check this out. Data recovery, appearance. Oh, nah. I was like, okay, here we go. Data recover, turn off. Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Okay.
I was like, now none of my files will be saved. Let me remember to turn that back on later. Shoot. Okay, so now I can be quick and not care. So I just want to center this, and then I also noticed that, let's see, I think I made this a little bit bigger.
Claude is asking if there's a way to texturize objects in Illustrator instead of pulling them into Photoshop.
Yeah, totally. You can do that with, gosh, I remember this will actually, the thing is when you're creating texture in Illustrator, I'll show you a trick that I used to use, but it does make your file very heavy. I would go into Artistic, into Chalk and Charcoal pencils, and you can pull these off as vector. So this is this chalk kind of texture. If I were to show you what that would look like, first you have to expand it. So you're taking and deleting that artboard around it. So now it's just filled vector. And then this is a very simplified way to do it, but you can see like how a texture vectorized would look over, and this is not the best texture, but you get the idea.
Sure.
You can see how you can create texture over something. Now, the problem with that is that it makes your file really heavy because these are all individual vectors. But, it also, you would really want a good specific type of vector file that you're using so that it actually looks real, because this does not. So I think that it's possible. It's not always the same exact result. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, I like the way this is looking. I still think he needs to be a little bit more. And now I want to see what it looks like on its own. So is it as cute? I think so.
Yeah, I like it still.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, maybe he is missing one. Let's go back a little bit. I love going back. Okay. All right, so I think I needed one more. 4 is a weird number. No offense,
Yeah.
people who have 4, but 4 is a weird number.
No, it's kind of true. I feel like even numbers always look weird.
Yeah. I'm
Like-
not a fan of even things.
You gotta always have odd.
I like asymmetry.
Uh-huh.
All right, this feels better. And I'm trying to like keep away some of these tangents that are gonna be here, and I'll fix those afterwards. Okay, so I've got these guys, which I'm going to multiply, grab, and then go back in this link, edit this, go in here, double click, delete, bring it in, save it. Yes, I want to save. And as I go back into Photoshop, it'll be updated. So now I'm gonna save that. And when I do it this time, I'm gonna reduce my file board, my artboard, so that it's just the area that I want.
Okay.
So that it's not so big when I put it back into Illustrator. Okay. Yes. And now this has been updated. Okay. All right. So now I can delete this guy. Or well, I'll bring him up here because he's wrong. And then I've got to unmultiply them. See all these things that we did
There you
before
go.
that we have to redo? Oh, the joy. Okay. Okay. All right. I'll lock that for a minute. And then take this guy. Just the outlines, copy, paste, go to Pathfinder, extract the middle, and change it to orange. Group.
There we go.
And then throw that on top. Okay, now he's cute. All right, so now I'm gonna make sure that these are placed in the right way, because this isn't necessarily important to read, so that's okay that it's,
It's getting lost a little bit,
Yeah.
but that's fine.
yeah, and then this one, it's multiplied. All right, so now I feel like that's in a good spot. And label-wise, we wouldn't want to go, if we were going to do a wrapped label, we can't go over a curve. So we can really only take up this area of the bottle because the curve starts to become apparent. So we're within the right
There you go.
amount. It
You
seems
knew.
good. Yeah.
David says, keeping in mind what you said about like working outside or in different environments, light affects the color selection of the product design. So do you double check it later when you're inside? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have a light box that I'll look at things within that has pure light, and then I'll also make sure and use Pantone swatches so
Yeah.
that I'm picking the right colors. I mean, this would be, I have a Riso swatch book, so it's, I mean, these are pretty standard with that, but if you're doing anything for print and packaging, you want to make sure and check your files, because that's really, yeah. Like, that's where it gets,
Yes.
like, very muddy, literally.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so let's do another one. I wanted to play around with this idea earlier, and then possibly I'm gonna throw my Risos over there. Okay, so, right.
Corey says, great work.
Thank you. Since we're just using the same type as what I'd created, I don't really mind that. What I want to do is create some differences with it.
Okay.
So I'm going to combine these, even though we did not perfect them. That's not our point today. All right. So Japanese is a lot of times read vertically. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna look at this vertically.
Manoir's asking, how do you deal if you're not fully satisfied with a project? Sometimes there are projects I finish by only 90% and then stop.
Like, as in, like oh, like you don't finish it?
Mm-hmm. Like you're not
Oh.
satisfied with it, so you stop working on it.
I mean, that's kind of hard. I think it's personal at that point, you know, like what is your purpose for the project, or is it client work? And
Right. If it's client work, you have to.
if it's client work, you kind of want to put your effort in there. But if it's personal work and you're just not feeling it anymore, then you're not feeling it.
Sure.
I mean, it's all personal. And there's no right or wrong answer. Kombucha.
I like that.
So yeah, let's go back to black.
It's fun.
Let's see. Got our guides. Okay, we're within. So one thing I want to look and see is, let's make this red. Oh yeah, I wanted to look at the A as being more squared off.
More mountainous.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I don't know. Maybe, I still like them like this, but maybe I'm gonna look at bringing this over, having that be black.
Christoph is asking, is there a way to reduce the frame of a masked image, meaning the frame to be what you're left with instead of still having the proportions of the full image?
I mean, frame to be, is there reduce the frame of the masked image? I don't know. I don't know. That's really specific. I am unsure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I understand the question, to be
maybe rephrase the question.
honest.
I don't know if you mean like, you know how when you mask something and you hover over it, it's kind of like still outside, you don't see it? Is that what you're referring to? Maybe clarify.
Yeah.
I don't think you can remove that part, but
reduce the frame.
you can crop in
Yeah, you can always
Illustrator
change
now.
the size of the mask, for sure.
Yes, or you can just fully crop it instead of masking it if you don't want to have excess. But you also can't adjust it as easily, so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're both like, maybe.
Yeah.
Did we answer
Maybe
that?
reframe the question a little bit.
We're like, I don't know.
Trying to help.
Okay, so this one, let's see.
Oh, I really like that.
Thanks. So it's got
That
this
looks very
feeling
retro to me.
of this, you know, it's more like Japanese poster looking. I'm going to left align.
Eric says Kristine makes design look too easy.
Oh, thank you. Organic coconut kombucha. I think what I'm gonna do is let this be important.
Yes.
Because we want to share with people what it is. I'm also gonna look at the type on this and bring in the, its leading is at 0 right now, but it feels a little bit loose to me, but that actually, maybe it wants to be more loose. Maybe about 20. Okay. I'm also gonna look at this all uppercase. Nope, not for me. Okay, so let's look back at some of our other references and see what we're doing.
Beautiful.
Okay, so we have, so one of the things I want to try for this one is possibly a shape for the actual coconut that really shows like this overlap of coconut flavor. All right. And then I might take a look at a different font for this to pair. Let's see. No. Okay. So one of the things I liked was on this Nihon Kyogo, the script was, or the high contrast font was really nicely done. I don't think that this resembles that whatsoever, and I definitely can look through some of my other examples to find something. Let's see. This is really hard to see with this. So, that's kind of interesting. With more of a calligraphic. Yeah, exactly. More of a calligraphic
I like
look.
that.
Let's see if there's a heavier weight. Oh, nope. Let's see. Nope. Okay. There's something nice about it. It feels
fresh or like kind of airy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a posterized feel to it. All right. So I think that might be too large. I'm just gonna bring it down. Okay. So now, gosh, it would be fun to use the tongue again. I'm kind of curious with, okay. Yeah, this one seems like it should be exact. So what I'm gonna do is outline these letters.
Okay.
And use the O. Maybe use the C because it's coconut. No. I'm just gonna play around for a bit.
Yeah, that's fun. So you're using that as the coconut shape.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I love that.
We'll see if this does anything for us.
It's a great idea to take parts of the type and manipulate them like that.
I feel like it's gotta be either much bigger or much smaller. I like to overemphasize something.
So Marissa's asking, did you just start designing for this project, or did you come up with these ideas?
Oh no, you're seeing
Before.
my brain
Seeing
working
it
on the
live.
spot. I was like, I didn't do anything for this before. I'm like, I'm
That's
sorry,
why
you
it's
guys,
so
but
impressive. No,
you're
it's
seeing
amazing.
this as is.
It's amazing.
I'm wondering. I'm not loving this, but it was worth a try.
And Nora's asking, how do you deal with creative block when you have a very close deadline?
Well, you get through it. There's no answer to
Yeah.
that. I'm sorry.
Gotta pull
I think
through.
it's take a walk outside.
Yeah.
Go look. Oh, you know what this needs? It needs something organic to it because it's too perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, take a walk outside. Go visit your friends. You know, like get advice from someone that you trust. I'd say there's a lot of different ways to like try and relieve block, but sometimes it's sometimes it is. It's just
gotta
there.
work through it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been there.
Yeah.
Okay, so pencil tool. Okay, so maybe this one's more about like the actual Buddha belly.
Okay.
Curious here. So I kind of want to make like the guy. Oops. I'm not very good at drawing straight lines.
Is anyone? I don't think so.
I don't know. Some people are really good at all that.
You know,
and I'm like, how
is it
do
real?
you do it?
I'm not sure. Marissa says, can you live stream all of your projects? Because this is so inspiring and informative.
Yeah, totally. I was saying that the other week. I'm like, I'd really like people to like be there and help me. That'd be so great.
Yes, offer feedback, live
Totally.
feedback.
Buddha belly. What am I thinking here? So something where that color just looks so funny. I'm like, yeah, it's so unattractive in my mind. Okay.
$10 minutes to submit your designs
10
for
minutes.
creative challenge feedback.
Wow. All right. Yeah, you know what? Sometimes it is just like too much.
Sure.
And I also don't want to look like MasterCard. I mean, geez.
Oh no, yeah.
I think it's literally like keeping it as simple
I like
as
it
possible.
simple. It's still very eye-catching because of that
Yeah,
orange.
It's got something. Okay. Kushiki, I think this will bring in Omega because it's got some similarities to. Ooh.
Whoa.
Wow, they're 12s in Omega. That is interesting. That is not what I expected. Mm-hmm. Great numbers. Okay. All right. Curious if this. Cool. What is everybody else working on out there?
Yes.
I'm curious.
Let us know.
Yeah.
I also
like,
want
I
to
don't
hear.
know.
I want to hear which design is everyone's favorite of these three.
Oh yeah, that's always fun.
I'm so curious. For me, it's really hard to choose.
Let's see. We'll go. Okay, let's separate these.
Number one.
Number one.
This is Jan. The middle.
Mm-hmm.
Kerwin says I'm drawing in my sketchbook when I really should be working on a catalog at work. Procrastination, always. Voodoo Val says the middle, middle.
Middle. I know, it's so cute, so playful. So I'm looking at making a bit of a belly and keeping with this perfection. Like a bowl, also a cup, also a smile.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a lot of possibility.
Could also be like a person with, their arms out.
Totally. And placement, it's just kind of having fun. Like where would this look good? Would it even look good? Do I even like it? Does it need to be flipped? No, that's weird. Is it too perfect? It's the wrong color. So many questions to answer. Does it need to mimic the type? I don't think that's right. I don't know. I'm kind of hating it, so.
So it goes.
Yeah. But one thing we can do is take this H&B and throw it on top for Kombucha. Interesting.
Liliana's asking if you think a design internship helps with developing design skills.
Developing design skills? No, but gaining experience? Yes. I mean, unless your internship is literally focused on skill development,
Sure.
I would say it's going to help you with real world experience, which is invaluable. Usually skill development is something you just kind of have to do on your own. It's, working through what you're trying to achieve and what you're trying to learn, and that comes with time and practice. But understanding and being part of a studio and gaining experience as far as how things are produced, how people manage time and manage the work and clients, that's invaluable as far as internships go.
Yeah.
Hopefully that answered your question. Okay. All right. I'm liking that.
I love that.
It's nice and simple. Okay, which is usually
Still fun,
more
though.
on the wild side, but okay, so let's take these and look at them on some bottles too. I'm curious.
Some cans.
Yeah, cans. Yeah. Exactly. I was like, oh yeah, cans. I was like, and I'm gonna drink some more kombucha. I was like, I finished mine. It was really good. Oh, I should probably look at some of the other things that need to keep on here, because this is not exactly.
Keep refrigerated.
Yeah, keep refrigerated. This
That's
is
very
good.
important. You don't want to drink this after it's been sitting out for days.
Yeah, because this is obviously like super minimal right now, but you know, these are the things you want to remember to get in there. And these don't necessarily have to go on the front, depending on what your legal restrictions are. Keep refrigerated. I always spell that wrong.
It's kind of a weird word.
Yeah. Okay. And it would be 16 foot. 7, 4. Okay.
You have 3 minutes to submit for the Daily Creative Challenge. We want to see your work, what you guys make with type tools in Photoshop.
Ooh, yeah.
Your space badges
Space
that you're
badge.
making.
Nice.
It's pretty fun.
Actually, I think, you know, you can do this anyway, so I wonder, actually, I'm sticking with bounce. Okay. Centering that. Okay. Let's change this to Fuji. Light, black, centered. Make sure this is centered. All right. Good. Keep this stuff refrigerated, everybody. None of that. Oh, you can already see that this font is a little bit, they didn't really do too much with the kerning. This is not a great font. No offense to the fontographer, but their kerning is a lot to be desired. Even though it is monospaced, I just can't deal with that when it's uppercase. Okay.
Someone's saying I've seen that sometimes those little extra legal mandatory elements can be playful as well and add a nice touch to the design.
Totally.
Yes.
Totally. Like for this one, it might be nice for this one as well. Yeah, we could do something really fun for that. We could, with our unpasteurized and probiotic. Now that's something I think could be really fun. Unpasteurized.
Karen says, this is not a great font. Also, no offense.
Sorry,
I
Kerwin.
mean-
Unpasteurized and probiotic. Okay. Yeah, no offense.
No offense, this is just terrible.
No offense, but I'm not in love with it. Seriously.
It's fine.
Yeah. It's real, guys. It's real. Let's see. I want to do something with Fuji here. Okay. When we talk about typing on a path, what we could do is create, gosh, I don't know with this one. I don't think I'm going to mess with it. It does need some space, but I don't think I'm going to mess with it too much.
Jan says, this is not a great font. It's just not my type.
Good one. Very, very true. Very good. Okay, let's throw some of these on cans because I don't necessarily need to be making unpasteurized iconography.
Okay. Real quick, Kate is asking, how do you set a key object to align to?
Oh, okay. So what you do is you click on 2 objects, and then once 2 objects are selected, it could be even, well, let me do it over here, and I'll make these all uncentered. So I'm going to select all of these at once, and then I'm going to click on one of them to highlight it. And then depending on what my setting is, if it's to artboard, which it's not, it's aligned to key object, then I will select align.
And if
Or I could go left, or I
Sure.
could go this way, and right, or
And
in
if
the middle.
artboard was selected, it would align.
Yeah, I
all
would
of
go to
that
the artboard.
To the
and it's-
artboard.
Yeah, and then you're like, what? You're like, shoot. You're like, why is
Oh,
artboard
no.
selected? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you're like, why did I do that?
Okay, let's hop over to Discord for our feedback real quick.
All right.
Then we
Let's
can
do
do some
it.
plans at the end.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh, space. I didn't wear a space shirt today.
Oh,
Sorry.
man.
Sorry, guys.
Disappointed.
I know, me too.
Yeah, so the type in the circle, that was the main
It looks good.
the main part of this challenge.
You type it on a path. It's
Pretty
like we're
fun.
one and the same today.
I know.
We both
So
did it.
in sync. I like this spacey font too.
Totally. Space Force. Ooh.
Nice.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like the Space Force type. It's cool.
It's
It's
like
kind
a space police badge.
Yeah, it feels a little retro too.
Mhm.
A little bit of those calligraphic spikes on the end. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Ooh,
Submarine.
Corp. Oh yeah, that's getting very Beatlesy. Even the typeface
Yeah.
is referencing
Oh, it
like
is. Yellow
the
Submarine.
album cover. Yeah, nice.
I love this.
Cool. I often hum that and I don't realize I'm humming that, and people are like, "Are you humming?" And I'm like, "No."
Yeah, like, it's
Yellow Submarine.
Just the greatest song.
It is. Cute. All of these are fun. In space, no one can hear you scream. Well, that's terrifying. Jeez. Who designed that one? That sounds awful.
Scary.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. All right. Well, nice job, but very morbid.
Is that true?
Yes.
I guess it is.
No one can hear
huh?
you do anything in
I
space.
don't
You're in
like
space.
that. No. Not going there.
Nope. It's like my nightmare.
Cool.
Cool. Ooh, Galactica. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Battlestar Galactica. BSG, anyone? Anyone a BSG member out there? Do you have a quorum?
That just makes me think of The Office, and he's like, beats.
Oh, yeah.
There's Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah.
All the bees.
All the bees. So funny. Oh, yeah, that tagline is from Alien. I forgot. Yeah, that was
Nice.
scary. Mm,
Nice.
yeah. Nice job.
Cool.
All this type. Whoa, this is type on a path to the max.
Oh,
Very
it's
cool.
all wavy, like the
Yeah.
ocean waves.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
fun. It's like the ocean, like the water going around it, and it's also the shape of the submarine.
Yeah,
It's
this
pretty
is
fun.
awesome. More lyrics?
More lyrics.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, more lyrics. Beatles lyrics. I love this.
Great job, you guys.
This is awesome.
Let's see if there's more from today. There we go.
Ooh, Space Crab. I saw Space Crab a week ago on one of the challenges and I loved it. I was like, Space Crab's where it's at. It's very random. I'm into that.
It's really fun.
Mm-hmm. Something you don't want, Space Crabs.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh my gosh, that's
Oh my
so
gosh, it's
cute.
Val.
That's so cute. To the stars and beyond, and she's a star.
How adorable.
I love it.
Aw, she's the North Star. Cute.
So funny. These are great, you guys. Nice. This one's not in space, but it's a space button. We'll just throw a space background in there and it's done.
There you go.
Perfect. Grab people. Oh, Val's laughing at her
my
face. This
gosh.
is great.
Great.
Yes. Great beyond. Nice, guys. These look good.
Such a great tool to use
Yeah.
for so many different things.
I've got a bad feeling about
I think
this.
this might. Oh
That's
yeah.
funny.
This. Oh wait, you guys.
Oh,
look.
the emu! Oh my gosh!
And it's wearing a space badge.
I love it.
I'm telling you, it's amazing. I told you guys.
I
So
love
fun.
This. This is great.
Cool. Well,
So
thank you guys
cute.
for submitting.
Way
Those
to
were
do type on a path.
awesome.
Yeah.
I believe there's another challenge tomorrow, but Paco can correct me if I'm wrong. But make sure that you tune in for that if you want to learn even more from Voodoo Val.
Love it.
One more tomorrow.
One more.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah, the last one. Make sure that you join in.
I love it, you guys. This is great. Okay, so I've got some cans.
Oh, wait, hold on. Voodoo Val says there's one more new
Oh,
one
there's
at the
more?
bottom.
Okay, good.
Hold on. Ooh, there is.
Oh, Space Cowboy.
Oh my gosh, how cute! Riding into
Cowgirl.
the galaxy.
Mm.
I love
That's
these little
really
stars
cute.
too. So
Great
cute.
use of great font choice too. It really says exactly what it is.
That's amazing.
Nice job, you guys.
This one too. Yeah, great job, you
Great.
guys.
Cool. Okay.
I wanted to amuse you.
There's you. Nice. I love it.
That's great.
Let's see what some of these will look like. In context.
Okay. Oh,
Very tall.
That beautiful condensation. Stefania, thank you for joining us from Argentina. So cool. If you're just joining, we're kind of coming to the end, but Kristine has been working on packaging for a kombucha company, and you can watch the replay of yesterday and today if you missed it and want to see the whole process.
I'm actually going to bring in this color and just see.
Now we're just getting into all these emu puns.
Oh, good. As always.
Amazing.
Filters 1. Base color. I want that to be a little bit softer. Interesting. That's too red. Sticking with white.
I kind of like the white.
It's very white label, literally.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
And I'm gonna look at these. Bring in some of these in here. So I've got my smart object layer. And this one's gonna be a little bit more tricky because it's bringing a Photoshop layer with Illustrator layers.
Okay.
So first I'm gonna grab all of my copy.
It reminds me of box water, says Kerwin.
And bring it in. Yeah, totally.
Andrew's asking, what's your favorite type of music to listen to while you're working?
Oh, that's hard. I mean, I'll have a different playlist depending on
Yeah.
what it is I'm creating. So I was listening to my Japanese dream playlist when I was creating this.
Yes.
But
Do you do podcasts ever? Listen to podcasts?
sometimes, yeah, I liked I like Desert Island Discs a lot.
Oh, I don't know that one.
It's part of the BBC.
Okay.
Let's see what this looks like. It's like an object within an object. Oh gosh, that's so fun.
That's really cute. I love that.
All right, you guys, this is definitely more fun than the other ones.
I really
Now
like
I'm
this
just kind of
one.
obsessed. Oh no, it's gotta be a little bit more left. Okay. Wanted to make sure to get rid of that tangent there.
Oh, yeah.
And these,
This is
I
so
also want to
cute.
multiply this. So let's see what that looks like.
Do you want to go over again how you mapped the design onto the can? Just
Oh,
in case
yeah,
anyone missed
sure.
That.
So that is literally a smart object. So if I
This
go
is a
in
mock-up
here,
that you have. That you
yeah,
got from
it's a
online.
mock-up that I picked up online. I'm pretty sure you can get these on Adobe stock.
Yeah.
And then these graphics are placed within this file already purely placed. And when you're putting in your graphic, it will use it as a smart object to put it into place on each individual bottle. We can go in and alter that, and it would alter every single one, which is super nice and very friendly and handy because sometimes you don't have the ability to shoot to show your client. So this is a great way to show your client like what it would look like mocked up, as well as totally. So I'm gonna also look at, I think I've got another one in here that's like 3 of them together, maybe. At least 2. So we can pick our 2 favorite. Maybe I'll just duplicate and do a 3rd. That's always helpful. Waiting. Okay, let's see if this is can 1. Perfect. So I to make sure, like, one way to do it is to pull these over into a new file and then pull it back over, and that makes sure that your smart object is now a new smart object.
Tim says I can't handle all the floating windows.
Sorry, Tim. It is what it is.
There's a lot of floating windows right now.
Okay, so I'm duping this to create a third can. I know, I love the floating windows. I'm like, I don't care. Oops. Where'd those cans go? Delete, delete, delete. And my messy files. Yay, Tim. Okay, so I've got my cans. I'm gonna select all 3 of them. They have their own individual smart objects.
Do you have recommendations? Karen's asking for where you get mock-ups like this.
Yeah, I mean, Adobe Stock, Graphic Burger. Sometimes I'll create my own depending on what it is and who the client is.
Yeah.
You really just, there's so many places online. You'll be able to find plenty. But yeah, start with stock. It's always good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my shadow box, I accidentally moved that. Okay, I'm gonna lock these.
Have you used Adobe Dimension for mockups?
I have, yeah. You can do a ton with it. Right now, I feel like I don't really have enough time to get as deep into it as I'd want to, but it's just very, very, it's really incredible. Cool. Yeah.
Anthony says, wait, how'd you make them individual? They were already broken apart, right? The cans.
They were already broken apart.
Yeah, and you just duplicated.
I duplicated them and dragged them into I dragged them back in so that the smart objects would be unique. That way we're not repeating them. Okay.
Tim says, even the toolbar is floating. I'm done.
So good.
First your light mode.
I know, right?
Now you're floating windows.
I can't help it. Actually, I think I want it to be just a little
It's amazing.
bigger.
Ooh, we have a question about the specifications of your laptop because it's running so smooth.
Oh, it's brand new. Sorry, guys.
That's why.
Sorry, it's brand new. It's, yeah. I mean, it's new. I did it. I got like the best ever version of it, and it still shuts down all the time because it's Catalina, and apparently they said that that's normal, and I said, that's messed up. And I spent about 20 hours in Apple telling them my true thoughts. So we're just not going to talk about that. It might sound like it's running smooth, but I am not impressed.
Perfect.
Yeah, nothing's perfect.
Are we going to eat hot wings today?
Oh, I wish. Well, we did get to have
we had kombucha. Honestly, my tongue is probably happier with kombucha. I love hot wings, but maybe not when people are watching.
Okay. I mean, I'm obviously in love with the second one here, but this is I'm putting this together so we can all vote.
Wow, this is so cute. I love it.
Okay. This seems like maybe we'll go.
It's amazing what a difference it makes seeing it in real life.
Real life. I know. It's so real life. I love it. Maybe a little left. Okay. All right. And then we'll go back to, let's see, this one. This one. I'm going a little Noya with this one. Condensed. Give it a little bit of space.
Nice. We have just a few minutes left, about 10 minutes. So if you have any last questions for Kristine, make sure that you ask them while you have her here.
That's right, because I'm going to go away.
She's going to be gone.
I was like, you guys can't stay here forever.
This is your last chance.
I've got stuff I've got to do. Don't we all? Okay. All right.
Oh, wow.
So
I like that last
we did
one
custom
too.
type. We've got, let's see, I wonder if these with the bottle color. I mean, I really do like the white, to be honest, just because it's so
really
different
pretty.
from other bottles right now that I'm seeing. I want to take a look and just
Kyle says
see.
number 2 for the win.
I know, right, Kyle?
Lobster.
I'm feeling number 2 too. Me too.
We've gotten some suggestions about the brown I think some people were saying it too, like the brown in the circle and the brown in the text isn't exact. But
no, it's not. You're right.
yeah, so maybe adjusting that. Tim says we'll just lock this.
Like, I'm just gonna multiply that. And then I'm also gonna multiply these. Yeah, I can definitely do that.
Samuel says...
but actually, it's not going to be, mainly because what I did is this is a silk screen look.
Sure.
So it's never gonna be exact.
Sure.
That's okay.
That's all right.
When it actually prints, it probably will be because they'll only be able to use 2 colors, so.
Sure. How many mock-ups do you typically give to a client?
Oh, only enough to show the idea.
Sure.
You know, like, it really depends on the product, and like I wouldn't do a ton of these, to be quite honest. I would want them to choose a direction, and then I would say that we would put it into context after we start to develop it further.
Right.
I mean, probably just 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I do like the way this looks,
I
though.
love it.
Mainly because you're getting to see some more shadow here. In this mock-up, it's a little bit bright. So I'm also wondering, yeah. And these filters are not very intuitive. So, you know what I'm gonna do? Delete them. Because we don't need them. All right, throw my cans in here. Global light.
Jan says number 1 looks the most expensive.
Yeah.
That's true.
Actually, I don't even know. I don't know. I mean, like, I might pay more for number 3. But
The number 3 looks very like...
number 3,
like...
I don't know. It seems like it might have alcohol in it.
Uh-huh.
So that would be what I would worry about with the client, is they might think that there's alcohol in it.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right. So we've got those. We've got these.
Beautiful.
I'm going to go in and do the same thing now that we're out. I'm going to put them
really
into
like it in the
Photoshop.
can.
I do too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
It's really cute.
So, all right.
Do you recommend making mood boards, Samuel is asking? Yes. You should go back and rewatch yesterday if you missed it, or even the beginning of the stream, because Kristine showed her part of her research and how she puts it together and then pulls things from her research, and that's a super important part of designing. So
let's see if these are in the right order, because then we'll be able to see it on product. Before we go there, let's just see where this bottle is. Oh, there we go. See? So 2 of them have the same smart object. So we'll have to figure that out in a second. But I wanted to put it on the actual bottle in Photoshop because that's going to help to show real placement and real color. Oh, interesting. Okay, so to do away with that, yeah, it does start to. Okay. I'm gonna take a look at. There we go. It's a little bit too large because we don't want to go outside of the bounds of where it starts to get curved.
Sure.
So what I'm gonna do is just keep as is. So considering that this is the wrong one and I want it to be on the far right, I'm gonna go in and find it in here.
Oh, do you set aside specific hours to work each day, or does it kind of depend on the project? Do you have set work hours?
I wish I said I did. I work at all
Freelance
hours.
life.
Yeah, I work when I need to get the work done, and that is a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So I wish I could say otherwise. But it really depends. Yeah, a lot of times I will mark off time on my calendar so that I personally will set things aside for me. And then that way, at least I know that I've dedicated time to creating said thing that I need to.
Right.
So to save a little bit more time, I'm gonna go in here and grab that graphic.
Oh, what drives your creativity?
That is always a fun question. I mean, nature. A lot in nature. Things that I see, travel really inspires me.
Yeah, you travel a lot, huh?
Yeah, I've been fortunate enough to put my work and develop my business in a way that I can travel. And it really inspires me to see what other cultures are doing. Yeah. So I find great joy in that specifically. And yeah, I would say, and a lot of that comes into history. So when I see history of other areas, and just it kind of, it's intoxicating to see what can be done with so little, or what can be done with such extravagance in other countries, because you're not aware of that on a day-to-day basis, and it might make you think of doing something differently than you would have before. So yeah. Okay. That one is different. And then, let's see, for this one, what I'm going to do is, okay. So this label is picking up the same smart object. So what I'm gonna do is cheat this by grabbing label, dragging it into another file, and then dragging it back in here. And now it's its own smart object. I know that's such a cheat, but it's great because it's faster than having to recreate it. And now I just delete it in there. And then when I open it up in here this time, I can grab this.
There you go. Samuel's asking, how do you know when a project is complete?
When you're finished, Samuel. You're like, that is such a cop-out. And I'm like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Well, when you set out to create your project in the first place, I think you should have some parameters there that you understand are things that you check off. Like when you are finished is when you have completed, to the best of your ability, all the things that you've set out to do. Yeah, quite simply, when the work is done is when you fulfilled all the requirements.
Oh, Julia is saying that the keep refrigerated and the far right one got cut off.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Good eye. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna knock that down a little.
Cute. Look at that.
Yep. You're right, Julia. Boom. Okay, so depending, this is what I would share with the client. It's like, well, we could, here, hold on. I want to put this one a little bit lower too. And also multiply these. I noticed they're not multiplied. And that helps to give them more saturation and make them feel like they're actually screened on there. Okay.
Nice.
For some reason that looks a little bit strange to me. I'm gonna just bring that down in the file. And then bring that back up here. That looks better. It's not as warped.
Beautiful.
Okay, so we have three that
Wow.
I would show the client. I'd say, okay, so you could do it on a glass bottle, or we could do it on a can.
Love the can.
So, and I think, if you're looking at these side by side, I would probably remove the background and do a literal side by side as a togetherness kind of thing, where I'm like, oh, look at these together. What do you think? And you'd be able to see exactly them as a pair. And this would be my cheating way of doing it. But you'd see them as a pair, and you'd see how they could compare to each other. So, yeah, I think I'm in love with the second one. I really don't love the third one, probably because I didn't spend quite enough time, preparing it.
Right.
But, we have 4 hours total, so.
I think this is so impressive for 4 hours.
Thanks, guys. It's super fun.
Really think so.
Yeah. I'm happy to have gone through it, and I'm really excited. Hopefully, you'll see this project probably on my Behance
Yes.
Maybe in my personal one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
At least.
go find Kristine on Behance and also Instagram, lobsterphone.co, right? And then
Yep.
Arth Kristine is your
Arth Chris, yep.
Arth Chris is your personal Instagram.
That's
so
right. You can follow me there.
yes, go follow her, and thank you guys for joining us.
Thanks,
Tune in
guys.
tomorrow for some special streams and the last day of the Daily Creative Challenge.
Yeah, thanks guys. We'll see you later.
Thank you.